All right, everybody, what we're going to do right now is something a little bit unusual, but not totally unusual. What we're going to do is we're going to take this salmon here, which is a beautiful salmon fillet. You want to leave your skin on for this. You don't take the skin off. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of salt and we're going to sprinkle it with salt like this. A little bit more salt. That's salt. Then after this, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of pepper like this. A little bit of pepper, and then a little bit of sugar. Like that. You see, it's a little bit similar like Lachs, which is a marinated salmon, which they do in the northern part of countries like Sweden and Norway. And the salt and the pepper, and then the limes and the oranges, they will cure this fish overnight because it's the juices which go in there. What we're going to do next is I'm going to slice some oranges. We're going to add them on top like this. Going to use some limes. Put them on right there. See, all these citrus fruits, what they're going to do overnight is they're going to marinate this fish. Then we add a little bit of herbs. Here what we're going to use, we use mint, but you can use any kind of herbs you like. Dill is very good, parsley is very good. But we want to get this little bit of mint flavor in, and since we have such beautiful mint in Nicaragua, it makes it so why not use that? You can use, like I said, you can use dill, tarragon, parsley, mint, whatever your favorite herb is, you can put in there. It doesn't need to be, I would not suggest to put like rosemary or things like that in there because that's for meats, but something which goes well with the fish. All right, so here we got the first step done, and now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this into some paper because the concrete will go on there later and we don't want to have the concrete get into the meat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of fish and gently lift it up and wrap it into the paper. You know, you can use tablecloths if you like to. You can use, but it has to be something. You cannot use foil because if you use foil, this the concrete which will be put around it will not penetrate foil, but it will penetrate glass, for example. And you want to have that taste of concrete. It sounds probably really, really strange that you want concrete flavored fish, but it's the different minerals which are in the concrete, which will marinate the fish too and will give it a certain flavor. So here we go. So we've got the fish wrapped up now. We're going to set it aside. And now we're going to prepare the concrete. All right, here's our fish. The best thing is to use like some tablecloths or kitchen cloths. It's easier than when you do it with paper. All right, the next thing is what we're going to do is we're going to prepare our concrete. All right, and here we got our sand. All right, then we're going to slowly add concrete. You have to be a little bit careful because concrete it's so powdery and it makes such a mess. So you want to go and put it lightly in there, and you want to do it a few times, not all at once, because otherwise you're going to have the whole kitchen full of concrete dust, and I don't think that the people who clean up the kitchen will appreciate this one. But here we go. Then we mix in some more concrete. The mixture is probably 2/3 of sand and 1/3 of concrete. Here we go. And now we're going to add the water to it. Water. It's getting there. Just a little bit more water. All right, here we go now. This looks quite good. Then we're going to take our pan like this, and we're going to put our concrete right in there. Do it like this, cover the bottom with concrete. So it's actually all right. Then you're going to add your salmon to it, like this. All right, and here we go, we put the rest. The best way to do it is use your hands now, so you can form it, you see, around the salmon, like that. You don't need too much on it. And then what you do after this is all done, you let it sit for about 24 hours. If you're in a hot climate like here, what you might want to do is you want to let it sit outside maybe for 4 or 5 hours until the concrete dries out a little bit. But you really don't want to have it standing out 24 hours because the heat might be too much down here in Nicaragua, because if it gets into the 80s and 90s, you know, that might be a little bit too much. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it then, and you can put it leave it outside for 5-6 hours. All right, so now here we are. We did that. And so we're going to set it aside, like I said, overnight. And then the next day, what you will have is a fish like this. See, we had this done, we did this yesterday because we want to do it for the cooking school. And that is the fish which we will serve tonight. And we will show you how it's going to be served, all right? So do you see how hard this got now? But we did this yesterday afternoon, so it's going to take, all day, like I said, 24 hours to cure. That's it.